This presentation covers Chapter 13, Electrochemistry IGCSE Class 9 and 10, Chemistry Curriculum. This slide shows two diagrams illustrating electrochemical processes. The first is a diagram of a fuel cell, which uses hydrogen and oxygen as inputs, with an anode, a cathode, and an electrolyte of aqueous sodium hydroxide to generate electricity. The second diagram shows the electrolytic purification of copper. An impure copper anode dissolves, and pure copper is deposited onto the cathode. The chemical equation for the reaction at the cathode is a copper 2 plus ion in aqueous solution plus 2 electrons produces solid copper. What is electrochemistry? Electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry that deals with the chemical effects of electricity. It primarily involves the process of electrolysis, which is the breakdown of a substance using electricity. Electrolysis is carried out in a setup that includes an electrolyte, which is a molten or dissolved ionic compound, electrodes, which are the positive anode and the negative cathode, a power source. This slide shows a diagram illustrating the electrolysis of molten lead-2-bromide. The setup uses inert graphite electrodes. When heated strongly, the solid lead-2-bromide melts, allowing ions to move. The diagram shows molten lead forming at the negative cathode and orange bromine vapor forming at the positive anode. Movement of ions and redox. During electrolysis, charged ions move towards the oppositely charged electrodes where redox reactions occur. Cations, which are positive ions, move to the negative cathode. Here they gain electrons in a process called reduction. Anions, which are negative ions, move to the positive anode. Here they lose electrons in a process called oxidation. Electrolysis of molten compounds. Here is the example of molten lead-2-bromide with the chemical formula PbBr2. The electrolyte is molten lead-2-bromide. The electrodes are made of inert graphite. The half equations for the reactions are: at the cathode, a lead 2 plus ion plus 2 electrons produces solid lead metal. At the anode, 2 bromide ions produce a molecule of bromine gas plus 2 electrons. The final products are lead metal at the cathode and bromine gas at the anode. Note: the title of this slide, Percentage Yield and Purity, appears to be incorrect based on its content. This slide shows a table of the products formed during the electrolysis of different electrolytes. For molten lead-2-bromide, the cathode product is lead and the anode product is bromine. For aqueous sodium chloride, NaCl, the cathode product is hydrogen and the anode product is chlorine. For aqueous copper 2 sulfate, CuSO4 with copper electrodes, the cathode product is copper and at the anode the copper electrode dissolves. For dilute sulfuric acid, H2SO4, the cathode product is hydrogen and the anode product is oxygen. Key takeaways. Note: the content on this slide appears to be mostly from a different topic but is extracted here as written in the source document. A key process in electrochemistry is that redox reactions occur at the electrodes. Simple molecules have weak forces between them which leads to low boiling points. Giant covalent structures have strong bonds which leads to high melting points. Thank you for learning with us.